Welcome back, everybody, to the Varsity Squad Show. I'm your host, Sheldon.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Landon.
How we doing, guys? How you guys doing?
Amazing. It's been a good week.
Yeah, same here.
Pretty good week.
What about you, Lana?
It's been long,
Been long. It's been half a week.
I know, man. Practices make it feel long,
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Well, guys, we got some great stuff to talk about today. We're going to do our recap. We'll do Show Me Your Numbers. We'll go over our power rankings. Of course, we'll have our Pro Sports Report and our favorite cap or no cap. Now, Daniel, let's jump right into the CAA scores.
All right. Starting in CAA volleyball, Phoenix College Prep was able to beat Glenview College Preparatory High in all 3 sets with a clean sweep. In a 4-set match, Orm got it done against New Day Rising. And there's going to be several games going on tonight as well. Ridgeline Academy is going to play the Western School of Science and Technology. And we've also got Imagine a Superstition going to play Mission Heights Prep. And we also got Basis Scottsdale playing Learning Foundation and the Performing Arts, or LFPA for short. Now in CAA soccer, many games were rained out due to the heavy storm, the big monsoon knocking down a bunch of trees, a lot of dust blowing around. But these games will be rescheduled at a later date. Tonight, however, Phoenix College Prep will play West Phoenix High. Now we're going to jump over to Landon for the AIA.
Now in AIA volleyball, the Gregory School was able to edge out Desert Christian in the 5th set and win a match that was back and forth and throughout. It was crazy. Now, Willow Canyon was able to get it done against Paradise Valley, finishing them off in the final set. Wilcox got it done against San Carlos, only allowing San Carlos to score 13 points per set. The Odyssey Institute had a match against Yuma Catholic. The game went back and forth throughout, but Odyssey came out on top, winning the 5th set 16-14. There will be several games happening tonight to look out for in girls volleyball. Valley Vista will play Cesar Chavez. Mountain Ridge will go on the road to play Liberty. Pinnacle will play Sunny Slope. And Hamilton will play Xavier Prep.
That's some great games, guys, going around the valley that haven't happened yet and have happened already. What do you guys think about some of those scores, some of those really good games?
Well, I mean, for volleyball, for AIA volleyball, there's a few games coming up that are going to be good. That Hamilton game, Hamilton Xavier, those are 2 top teams. I'm pretty sure Xavier was.
Yeah,
Xavier's up there.
They're up there. So is
Hamilton's definitely up there. They're like top 3, I
I
think.
think they're 3. I think Millennium's 2. And
Yeah, Millennium took over.
Coast Corona del Sol.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Definitely some good games to look forward to there.
for sure. And yeah, let's talk about that storm Monday night. I mean, it was crazy. You had to practice indoors. Lots of games were canceled. I know in the CAA there was many games canceled for like soccer and the sports we talked about. Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. Though I mean, this monsoon season has canceled more games than I can count. I've had many baseball games during the week that have gotten canceled. It's like, man, because then they'll get rescheduled later and I gotta wait and everything. So. But I did have a game last night, guys, out in Odyssey, at the Odyssey Institute. It was junior high.
Nice.
It was a baseball game. It went 2.5 hours. It was the first round of playoffs. Usually those games are 1.5 hours, and you finish the inning and the game's over. The longest game before last night that I've had all season was maybe 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is, I mean, still kind of lengthy, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not 2 hours and 2.5 hours. But it was a great game. The Odyssey Institute is playing ALA Gilbert. I think they're from the East Valley, and Odyssey took a 5-0 lead to start the first few innings, and slowly, Gilbert started to creep in. But in the top of the 6th inning, Odyssey sealed the deal and won at 5-4, and it was really a great game. But Odyssey, if they would have lost the game, would have been an upset. Obviously, we don't cover junior high, rankings and stuff on the varsity squad, but I just thought it was a great game to talk about, just because the Odyssey Institute is a team we consistently talk about in the high school, but their junior high athletics are amazing. They got football, they got the flag football, baseball, softball. Their softball and baseball I mean, they're really, really good.
Hey, we'll get to see them when they get up to that high school level.
Oh, for sure. And there was many players, that are 8th grade this year that they may go to that school just because they do have the high school that's right next door to the middle school, and I can't wait to see what happens there. But again, that was a great game last night, 5-4. But yeah, good start to their playoffs. Hey guys, this is gonna wrap up our recap for the AIA and the CAA. Up next, we'll talk about some statistics and show me your numbers. So don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time for Show Me Your Numbers. We want to take a look at some statistics that are just, crazy and they stand out from the rest. Daniel, tell us about our first player.
Alright, first we're going to talk about Rachel Dijkstra, one of the top girl volleyball athletes in the state. Rachel is a junior at Verrado High School and is amongst the top leaders in Arizona. She is currently number 1 with a 489 hitting percentage and also ranks first with 362 kills, which is 31 more than the next athlete. In the recent game against Lake Havasu, Dijkstra dominated in the 3 sets that were played. She had 18 kills, had a 643 hitting percentage, and her performances and production this year have helped her team to a 23-2 record, and Verrado is currently ranked 12th in the state. Keep in mind this is Rachel's first year playing at the varsity level, and she is already considered one of the best in the state right now. Now moving forward, Landon is going to tell us about the next athlete with outlandish stats.
Now, volleyball isn't the only sport in which there's numbers that stand out. In boys soccer, Everett Rommel is leading Arizona in goals with 29. The second athlete is listed at 13. Ramel was dominating the competition. Just a few games ago, he had a game against Page Valley in which he took 9 shots and of course put 9 in the goal. Ramel, now a sophomore, has played varsity soccer since he entered his freshman year and has racked up 57 goals so far. His offensive spark has helped the Grand Canyon High School to a 6-3-1 record, which puts them at 21 in the state. Sheldon, tell us about our third performer.
Now guys, we have a third athlete who is putting up outlandish stats. We want to talk about Mason Anderson, a junior from Kingman Academy. Now, Mason is a captain for the Tigers who plays receiver and middle linebacker. This year, so far, he is a state leader in sacks with 21.5 sacks, which is 8 more than the next person. He also already has 46 total tackles, which is more than last year. Playing 10 games last year, he had 45. He's only played 5 this year, has 46. And I also mentioned he's a receiver as well. On the season, he has 12 receptions, 248 yards, and 3 touchdown catches. And a career-long reception this year for 82 yards. Now, his tough defense has helped Kingman Academy to a 4-2 record. Now, guys, 21.5 sacks in 5 games. I mean, that's...
Hey, I'd be scared as a quarterback to go against this dude.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, I think it was Caden Gibson a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he had 13 sacks. He had, I think, 6 back-to-back games, which is, that's amazing. But 21 in 5 games for Mason, it's just, I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, I mean, if I'm an opposing team, I'm scared. I mean, he's like Aaron Donald to me. You know, I'm having 2 or 3 guys block him because if it's one-on-one matchup, from what it seems like, it's over.
Yeah, he's getting through.
It's over.
He's getting through. I mean, all these athletes were pretty far above.
Oh yeah.
There's like whoever's second in their respective stat.
Right, and Everett Ramel, 29 goals in the season. The second person has 13, which is I'm not hating on 13 goals, but 29.
That's more than double.
29 or 9 goals, and he shot 9 shots in the game.
And made all 9.
He made all of them.
Yeah, no,
either there's no goalie, or right, he just doesn't miss. I mean, he's only a sophomore.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
missed that part.
Sophomore. So he's 57 goals, I believe you said, and he's not even finished the sophomore season. He may be well over 100.
So in 2 seasons, and he has 57 goals.
Yeah, he may be well over 100 by the time he's a senior. It's when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. And shout out to him. I mean, that's impressive. 29 goals. Now they're 6-3-1, which is a pretty good record. It could be a lot better, but certainly they've benefited from his scoring because, I mean, soccer, you can have a 0-0 game, but you got to score to win. So, you know, shout out to him.
9 for 9. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's so insane.
And then Rachel from Verado, you know, 31 more kills than the next scorer. I mean, that's pretty impressive too. I mean, she's killing it out there. Yeah. 23-2 record. Now they must not have a very hard schedule because they're on ranked 12, but nonetheless, it's impressive just because, you know, she's leading her team. You said it's her first year playing varsity. So, I mean, what's going to happen next season?
Killing it so far.
Killing it. I mean, to top in the state right now. Yeah. Kills, hitting percentage, and it doesn't look like she's going nowhere anytime soon just because she's so far ahead. Like you said, each athlete is so far ahead in the stats. It's just, you know,
standout athletes
right. And that's what it's all about. They're standing out. They're standing out in the stat sheet when they're playing the game. That's a player that, you know, the opposing coach has to circle and watch out for because they know that player consistently each game is making plays. Yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up Show Me Your Numbers. Up next, we got our AIA and CAA power rankings. So don't go away. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Now it's time for our CAA and the AIA Power Rankings. Daniel, take us to our CAA rankings.
All right, let's get it started. In CAA football, we've got a top 5 for you. Imagine a Surprise is 5th with a 4-1 record. Maryville Prep is 4th with a 5-1 record. AZ Compass is sitting at 5-0 in 3rd. And we got Heritage Academy Mesa 6-0 in 2nd. And Skyline Prep Academy in 1st, 6-0 as well. Looks like that top spot is up for grabs still. Now in CAA volleyball, we've got a top 10. Dream City Christian is 8-2 in 10th. Maryville Prep Academy is 11-2 in 9th. In the 8th spot, we've got Heritage Academy Mesa with a 9-2 record. Phoenix College Prep is 8-1 in the 7th spot. In 6th, we have Thunderbird Adventist Academy with an 8-1 record. In 5th is Gila Bend High with a 10-2 record. In 4th, Holy Family Academy with a strong 11-1 record. And in the top 3, Basis Mesa sitting at 10-0. In 2nd, Heritage Academy Maricopa 12-1. And in the 1st place spot, Trinity Christian undefeated 14-0. Now in CAA soccer, we've got Heritage Academy Mesa 5-0-2 sitting in the 5th place spot. In 4th, we've got Empower College Prep High 7-0-1. In 3rd is Tri-City College Prep with a 6-0 record. In 2nd is Pan American Charter with a 9-0 record. And in 1st place, we still got Ville de Marie with a 9-0 record. Now jumping into the AIA, Landon, who's leading the way there?
In AIA volleyball, number 10 Cactus Shadows at 15-1. At number 9 we have Liberty at 13-5. At number 8 we have Gilbert at 21-5. Number 7 we have Perry at 20-6. Number 6 we have Sunny Slope at 21-9. Number 5 we have Horizon at 20-6. Number 4 we have Sandra Day O'Connor at 13-3. Number 3 we have Hamilton at 25-6. Number 2 we have Millennium at 20-2. And in the number 1 spot we have Corona del Sol at 25-3. Now for AIA football. At number 10 we have Queen Creek with a 3-2 record. Number 9 we have Highland at 3-2. Number 8 we have Desert Mountain at 5-0. Number 7 we have Castile at 5-0. Number 6 we have Pinnacle at 3-1. Number 5 we have Saguaro at 2-3. Number 4 we have Hamilton at 4-1. Number 3 we have Liberty 4-0. Number 2 we have Chandler at 5-0. And then the number 1 spot we have strong 5-0 Basha.
Wow. So guys, AIA football, the top 3 haven't changed. It's still Basha, Chandler, and who's that? There's Liberty. But Castile, still, they dropped. They're at 7 now. They were at 6.
They dropped. They still haven't lost.
They won a game, and then they moved back a spot. I think Pinnacle, them and Pinnacle switched. And then Saguaro, still number 5 with a 2-3 record. The only team, I think in the top 15, top 20 that I was looking at the other day that has 3 losses that are in there. Now, certainly we can say that they've played the toughest teams. They played Chandler. They played Liberty. Both the teams are number 2 and 3 in the state respectively. And they lost. Now, the rest of the season, they're going to play. They do play Hamilton at the end of the season. I anticipate them losing that game, but I don't want to speak too soon. We'll see. But, you know, certainly they will have to prove still. I mean, we said it last time, but they're 2 and 3 now. You know, they have a losing record, but they're still ranked 5.
Still top 5 somehow.
Do you guys
losing record?
Somehow.
I mean, put the schedule strength aside. Do you guys think they're deserving of that 5th spot, or do you think Castile, who's 5-0, who's you know they've had a historic season already? Do you think they deserve that spot?
Yeah, because I mean, come on, they're not really like. I mean, 3 losses.
Yeah.
In the 5 spot, I don't think it's
super
deserving of the 5 spot.
I mean, if they win out, it's a 7-3 record, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But I mean, it's not going to be. It won't compare to Chandler, to Liberty, because those teams are now 5-0. I anticipate them winning out, or at least you know,
So,
being real close
so
to
their
that.
paths cross.
Right. And Liberty this year, I think, has been a surprise. Going into the season, I really didn't think Liberty was going to do as well as they've done. You know, just a peek before the season, you know, I would think Saguaro, the defending champions, would beat Chandler again. They would beat Liberty. They beat all these teams, but they haven't. Now I don't know if I don't know all the facts about the players and maybe the kids graduating, but certainly their team is not as good as they were last year. Because last year they were ranked 5 last year. Actually, last year they were ranked 5, and they won the whole thing in the open division. So I don't want to. I guess we shouldn't sell them short too fast.
Could do that again.
Because where are they at right now? Number 5 now, and they beat who they beat in the championship? Chandler. So, you know, anything can happen. Now Corona del Sol in volleyball, still number 1.
They're killing it still.
Killing it.
Hey, Millennium's coming up.
Hey, I've
They
been telling you
moved
guys,
above Hamilton.
Millennium's legit.
They moved above Hamilton. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the championship this year again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and then we got Ville de Marie soccer. I mean,
9-0 still.
man, they don't lose.
9-0.
They don't lose.
The
I mean,
top 5 haven't lost. There's a couple ties in there, but those
Yeah,
top
there
5
was
teams have
A
no
tie,
losses.
and there was 2 ties. And then,
right. And then once we come to the playoffs, you know, these teams that may be, you know, for instance, Corona del Sol and Millennium are 2 different divisions. I believe Corona del Sol is 6A and Millennium's 5A. So once the bracket starts, they won't have to face each other. So Millennium or Corona del Sol, they may be playing teams that have a, you know, kind of even record, or maybe they have a winning record, but it's not as good as them. And the playoffs, they won't have to verse each other. Now, when you play in the open division, then it's kind of free game, like Saguaro, Chandler. But, you know, these, especially the CA, they have Division 1, Division 2. Sometimes they have a third division, and these teams won't play each other. They just won't see it. We just won't see it. Now, Villa de Marie is clearly the favorite to win the championship this year.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're 9-0.
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping them. Early on the season, they were winning games 13-1, 14 to nothing.
Crazy.
We
scores,
started off
man.
strong, and they're showing everyone who they are.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
they're still going strong. They've had some tougher opponents where they've maybe won the game 2-1. I think we had a 3-2 game, I think, with them. So, I mean, they're still winning games. They're a little closer. It's a little bit more competitive. But obviously, they're winning those competitive games, so we can't say nothing about them yet. Hopefully, we don't have to say it ever. Now, Skyline Prep is our new number 1 CAA football team. They bumped over Heritage Academy Mesa, and all season, guys, I've been saying Skyline Prep's the best team. Now they play in 2 different divisions, so again, they won't face each other. But Skyline Prep is, I mean, they're on a different level this year.
What division are they in?
They're in the 1 division, and then Mesa has 2. But I mean, Skyline, like I said, they got some players from Cesar Chavez that transferred over over the off season, like a running back and a receiver, I believe.
Nice.
So they have that 5A talent coming to their school, and it's definitely helped them. I mean, they're 5-0. The last game they won, remember, was 70-0.
Oh yeah, that offense is going hard out there.
Oh, 100%. And like I've been saying it all year, they're the best team, for sure. Now I would love to see Mesa and Skyline Prep face off in a game. They won't, but I mean that would be an entertaining game to watch, regardless, just because you have so much talent on both sides. It really would be an entertaining game.
Yeah, the top 2 going at it.
Yeah. And I kind of wish they would do kind of a special bracket, but obviously then you have teams in different divisions playing each other, and the school sizes are differently. You might have a team with 20 kids for a football team versus a team with 45 kids.
Yeah, that's just.
And that's not, I mean, we can't say that's not fair. That's not exactly
not.
fair. But certainly, I can't wait to see where these teams end up in the playoffs. And I can't wait to see some of these underdogs. I would love to see some underdogs make some upsets. I love a good underdog upset game where, you know, the team that's not expected to win the game wins the game, maybe in a comeback style or just overall dominance. We've seen that before.
A huge playoff run too.
Yeah. I mean, it happened like Saguaro last year. They were ranked 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
Place.
you never expect a team ranked 5 to come in and beat all the other teams. I mean, they beat number 2 Chandler last year. And I believe they beat Hamilton in the semifinal last year. So, I mean, they beat number 1 and 2 in the semi-championship game. They won it all. This year, if they can do it again, we'll see.
They haven't done it in the regular season.
And if they go 2-4 and they're still in the 5 spot, I'm gonna say something because
Yeah, but yeah, circling back to the AIA football, it's competitive, man. It's so competitive. You think there's 10 weeks in the season. Every game is so important for your playoff chances, your playoff, you know, the seeding. because the seeding is the most important thing. If you have to play a team that is maybe better than you on paper, or just they have more skilled athletes than you, first round, for you to beat that team, you have good chances really the rest of the playoffs. But if you lose that game, it kind of stings, because you're like, well, they were better than us, but it's like they were better than us because we had to play them. We could have played the third team if we would have won these certain games or lost these certain games in the season. So we'll just have to see when it gets to the playoffs.
It's halfway through.
Week 5. Come week 11 will be the first round of the playoffs, and at least for the football, CAA playoffs start, I believe, the end of this month, the 28th.
They're coming soon.
Yeah, I'll be going down to Ajo. I'll be going down to Ajo this Friday for a game. That's about 2.5 hours south. So we'll have to see how that goes. But Ajo is a team that they had a strong start. Remember, they were I believe 2-0. I think they're right around 500 right now, which isn't terrible, but could be a lot better. So I think they play New Way Academy, who they've struggled this season. So Ajo should really win that game, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see.
You never know.
We'll have to wait and see. Now, guys, that's going to wrap up our AIA and CAA power rankings. Up next, in the big leagues, Pro Sports Report, so don't go away. Welcome back. Now it's time for In the Big Leagues Pro Sports Report. First, we want to jump straight into our Sun Scoop.
All right, the 2022 and 2023 season has officially begun. Suns had their preseason opener against the Adelaide 36ers, and it did not go as we would like. The Suns ended up losing the game 134 to 124, 10-point loss there. but they trailed the entire game. Now, we don't want to jump the gun on the season so fast because each of our starters played only 22 minutes, and Chris Paul and Devin Booker only took a combined 12 shots in which they converted 7 of them, which is not too bad. It was clear that this was a game for the youngsters on the bench. Now, just a little bit about the opponent. The Adelaide 36ers, also known as the Sixers, are an Australian professional men's basketball team in the National Basketball League. The 36ers are the only team in the league representing the state of South Australia and are based in the state's capital of Adelaide. Now, Jake Crowder has also not shown up or worked out with the team this offseason, and he did not play in the season opener. He's requested a trade due to the Suns not giving him a contract extension and making him the clear starter. Crowder has played just 2 seasons with the Suns, but he's been a solid role player, averaging around 10 points per game and shooting 40% from the field. On to some more uplifting news. The Suns will again play at home tonight against the Lakers, who also lost their first preseason opener. Now that's it for the Sun Scoop. Let's go on to the Red Sea Report.
Well, the Cardinals season has already been an emotional roller coaster for many fans with some big losses. But thanks to the win last Sunday and the Rams lost Monday night, the Cardinals can continue to fight in a tough NFC West division. They sit 2-2 and are tied for first place in the division, as each team is 2-2 in the NFC West. Possibly our biggest test will come this weekend, though, against the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are considered one of the best teams right now in the NFL and have been electric behind the leadership of Jalen Hurts. The game will be played at the Cardinal Stadium around 1:25 p.m. The Eagles are 2-0 on the road this season, while the Cardinals are 0-2 at home this season. These numbers may be indicating something to come. We'll just have to find out and hope for the best.
And guys, the Suns versus an Australian team, Australian men's team. They're still a pro team, but the 36ers, not the 76ers, the 36ers.
That sounds like a rip-off of the 76ers, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and Chris Paul, Devin Booker only taking 12 shots, which obviously they don't need to take a bunch of shots. If you watch the highlights of the game, if you watch the game, no one's really going full speed on the Suns. It's kind of like a pickup game, you know. It's casual, and obviously they're not trying to get hurt before the season starts. It would be terrible for a star player to get hurt in a preseason game.
Yeah.
Where it really doesn't matter. Those games are just for you to get back in your groove, get back in your mojo. But only taking 12 shots, so they weren't going out there to score. So, you know, but they made 7 of them out of 12 total.
Yeah,
Not bad. And obviously we had a lot of our bench players got some playing time, which is good. Guys, Jake Crowder, who has been, like you said, a great role player, I think. But he wants out.
That's crazy, I think.
Why is that?
I mean, he's upset, right? That
Right.
they didn't give him the contract he wanted and a guaranteed starting spot.
Yep.
I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't think he was like
He hasn't been that much.
blatantly deserving of that spot. You know?
Right.
So for him to be upset, not show up to practices, just be completely out, that sucks.
It does. And I think, you know, it's so negative for the team. Starting the season, and you have this stuff going on. I mean, the Suns had an emotional offseason. You know, we had the trouble that the owner got into, having to sell the team. We're still waiting for that to all go through. And it's been a bad offseason. That we ever, you know, we lost DeAndre Ayton, and then we gained him back from the Pacers. There was thoughts of Kevin Durant coming, and I mean, if we had Kevin Durant, oh my goodness. I mean,
Crazy.
you can say what you want about his attitude, but Kevin Durant can ball. I mean, he's top 3 in the league. He can ball. Now, if we would have got him,
I would hope we'd get a ring.
I think the NBA would just put rings in everybody's finger already. But obviously that didn't happen, and it wasn't a good offseason. We didn't really sign anybody that is really going to make a difference. We have the same old team. Now, I really like our coach Monty. Coach is a great coach. So we have the same coach, thankfully. But again, all this, the situation with our owner, that creates maybe some depression within the team. So I don't know. That's maybe Jay Crowder wants out of that too. I don't know the full story. Obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, what's going on in his head. Now we think that it's about money, his contract extension. But like you said, he hasn't really done anything that's been like, we have to sign him again. I mean, 10 points per game is solid for a role player.
Yeah, he was definitely
shooting 40.
solid.
But I mean, well, just look back at the Western Conference Finals last year against the Mavericks. He didn't play good. He couldn't shoot. I mean, how many times did he have an open three? Bricks. He looked like Westbrook out there. I mean, I was having double vision or something. It was not very good. Hopefully, now we're going to play the Lakers tonight, who they also lost. They lost 105-75 to the Kings. And the King LeBron shot was 0 for 7 in that game. So I'm not giving up on LeBron. He's older. He's got to take a few games to get into his groove. I like LeBron. He's my favorite. So.
Yeah, but if he's the GOAT, you shouldn't have to
What's a preseason game against the Kings to LeBron?
Exactly. He's just getting back to his groove, like we said. And go to the Cardinals. What do you guys think they're gonna?
They're not winning.
Upset the.
No, they're not winning. I just looking at it from my perspective, them being 0-2 at home,
right,
and the Eagles being 2-0 on the road.
Right.
It's just.
But our home. I mean, the teams that have played us at home, the Chiefs, the Rams, 2 tough teams. So it's not like we haven't. It's not like the Commanders came to town and we lost to them or something, or some bad team, the Raiders or something.
But the Eagles, now people are saying they're the best team in the league. All this. They've played bum teams.
The best team they played is the Vikings with Kirk Cousins.
And the Vikings are not that good.
They're not the Chiefs.
I mean, they may have a top 3 receiver, but
we'll see.
I mean,
they're undefeated though.
I mean,
yeah, we can't say nothing about them.
Okay, if they beat the Cardinals, then we can say something. But other than that, they haven't really played.
So do you think they'll be good if they beat the Cardinals? Because right now the Cardinals are 2-2.
I mean, okay.
The Cardinals honestly are nothing to brag about right now. We can say it's our team, and we're I'm a Broncos fan, but I'm still, my second team's the Cardinals. But I'm not gonna go somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm a Cardinals fan, man. There's nothing to brag about so far. I mean, they're 2-2. They've lost against tough opponents, but the Rams, they lost against the Rams, and the Rams, I'm gonna say it, they're not very good this year.
Rams fell off.
They're not.
I would say they fell off, but they're just they look off.
Definitely.
They look off. They didn't fall off.
They fell off.
Matthew Stafford looks old. He looks old in the pocket. That he's not getting protected very well.
I mean, he doesn't look that old because he did throw a pick 6 and almost chased the dude down. So I mean,
anybody can chase the dude down, but
yeah, but he's not running like Tom Brady.
Yeah, but you can't say nothing about Tom Brady though. He's the GOAT. Matthew Stafford has never been the GOAT, never will be the GOAT.
He got himself a ring.
He did get himself a ring, thankfully. After playing a lot of seasons in Detroit.
A lot of painful seasons in Detroit.
A lot of painful seasons in Detroit. But again, going back to the Cardinals, if we could beat the Eagles, maybe there's something to say for this Cardinals team. I mean, the Eagles have a tough defense for one,
They have a tough offense.
They have a crazy good offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts is the truth. He is good.
Yeah.
I remember watching him back at Alabama. He got benched for Tua Tagovailoa in the national championship, if you guys remember. And Tua ended up winning the game for the Alabama. He said, "I'm out of here." He transferred to Oklahoma, and I think he almost won a Heisman his last year there, his senior year. Then going to the NFL. His first season with the Eagles, he became the starter. He had an okay season. His second season was better, but still okay. And this season right now,
he's balling out.
The number speaks for himself. He's 4-0. I believe he's 4th right now in passing, which is impressive. He can run the ball. He can run the ball just as good as anybody else. I mean, obviously Lamar is the best running quarterback in the league
because he has more rushing yards.
Jalen Hurts is a close
running backs.
Jalen Hurts is a close second. Now, if our defense can play good and keep them under, let's just say 20 points, and Kyler Murray can get the offense going early. Again, that's been a problem all season. Even with their win against the Panthers, we only had, I think, 6 points or 3 points. We had 3 points at halftime. It was 3-10. We were down. So early production for our team has been, it's just non-existent.
Not there at all.
Hasn't happened. So I think if we can get it started early, if our defense again can hold them under 20 points, we got a chance. And the Eagles, maybe if they lose to the Cardinals, just because the Cardinals aren't that great so far, maybe a bogus team. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, remember the Cardinals last year were 7-0, and they lost to the Detroit Lions. So that's all I'm gonna say. 7-0, losing to the Lions.
And the Lions also
they
beat-
got
Lions
smacked.
Yeah, they got
smacked by the Lions.
So I mean, anything could happen to these undefeated teams. Obviously, a lot of people's gonna say they're the best team in the league. I don't see it, but the record says it. So
Yeah,
can't say
I
nothing
don't-
about
I
the
don't
The
know if
record
they're
only
the
says it
best.
because they played trash teams, but
yeah, I mean that's all we can say though. So hopefully the Suns can get a win tonight against the Lakers. Hopefully the Cardinals this Sunday can get a win against the Eagles. And hopefully our Arizona sports can make a big turnaround. Obviously the D-back season's nearing the finish. We're still bad. We're still bad. So I guess we'll just see what happens, guys. All right, guys, this is gonna wrap up our In the Big Leagues post sports report. Up next is Cap or No Cap. So don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time for Cap or No Cap, and now we have a pretty common controversial topic, guys. Is Michael Jordan is the GOAT? Cap or No Cap?
Cap, bro.
You're saying Cap?
Yeah, Cap. He's not the GOAT.
oh,
To all the old heads out there, he is not the GOAT. LeBron is the GOAT.
Okay, why? Tell me why.
Yeah, he's a better overall player. The stat wise, I mean, he's about to be the scoring leader, the all-time
Yeah, he's
scoring
only about
leader.
1,000 points
I
off.
think I think after that, he's definitely the GOAT.
But if you compare LeBron and Jordan, I mean, it's taken LeBron so many more games just to catch up to how many points Jordan had.
Incorrect, because Jordan's, I think, is 4th or 5th on the list.
No, but I'm not saying like of all time. I'm saying just them two players being compared. LeBron had to play more games just to get to how many points Jordan had.
So are you saying just
I'm saying
no cap?
I'm saying Jordan is the GOAT.
you're saying no cap?
Yes.
Jordan is the GOAT. Why?
Okay.
Because personally, none of us have seen Jordan play on TV.
No, we
Well,
haven't.
We're all
And
too
yet-
young for that.
Okay, yeah,
so
we're
just
young.
Just tell me why.
Okay, just because growing up, I've seen like just videos and I've seen his stats and stuff, and I compare them to LeBron's,
Mm-hmm.
and in my opinion, LeBron just seems he's kind of a baby. In my opinion, like I've seen NFL players and stuff get off the field in about 5 minutes after a huge injury, right?
Okay.
LeBron gets poked in the eye,
Okay.
lays on the court forever. Or he's soft. Jordan was not soft. That's one perspective where Jordan's better. Jordan also put up more points in fewer games, which means he's a better scorer.
He is a better scorer.
He's a better
You can't-
scorer.
I don't
You
think
can't-
anybody can deny that.
I can.
He's definitely
I can.
disagreeing
I
right now.
100%.
A better
No.
scorer.
No, he's a better scorer. He's a better player, and I'm just gonna put this out there. He's the GOAT.
You're
Hands
right. He's
down.
a better scorer.
So I'm just saying, no cap. He is the GOAT.
I'm saying cap with you, Daniel.
Oh boy. Here we go.
First of all, LeBron's bag is so much deeper than Jordan's.
Oh.
He can assist the ball.
Oh.
He can rebound the ball. He can steal the ball. He can block the ball. He can
Triple-doubles.
shoot the ball.
Uh,
His 3-point percentage has never been crazy, but neither was Jordan's. So we can not go, oh, Jordan's the better shooter. He's not. They're about the same in that
Better
category.
player.
Better player. Okay, next thing. Jordan has 6 rings out of 6.
Which is amazing.
It's good.
LeBron is 4 out of is it 10?
4 out of 9.
9 or 10, which is not even 50%.
Well, 6 out of 6
But look at who
100.
but look at who LeBron has played in the finals compared to Michael Jordan. The Warriors from 16 and 17 with Kevin Durant was the best team ever. Better than the 96 Bulls, better than 97 Bulls, whatever they were. Better. They were just better. They could shoot the ball. They could do anything. They were great on defense. LeBron didn't beat those guys. And one season, it was just LeBron. Kyrie was hurt. Kevin Love was hurt in the finals, and they lost still. So 2 of those rings I can justify. Okay, and then you got the one in Miami where he lost to Dirk. Now Dirk
that should not have been lost.
they shouldn't have lost it, but if you
fumbled
go
that.
back, the Mavericks, they beat the best team, the Lakers. They beat the Lakers with Kobe.
Dirk
Kobe.
was definitely on one that season.
Oh, I know.
That
That whole
playoff
playoff run, they were the underdogs every game they won. I can justify that too. Now, and if we want to talk about Jordan with 6 rings, why is Bill Russell not the GOAT with 11 rings? None of you guys mentioned the rings, but that's obvious. That's often a talking point. Well, Michael's 6 for 6. Well, Bill Russell's 11 for 12. So why is he not the GOAT? And I'm gonna say longevity is very important. LeBron is entering his 18th season, I believe, 19th season. I mean, that's just. I mean,
He's going to play over 20.
He's the Tom Brady of
he
basketball.
has played 18 years of prime basketball. He averaged 30 last year, 30, which is his most wearing the Lakers uniform and the most wearing a Cavs uniform, I believe, before then too. So he averaged 30 a game at 38 years old. GOAT status.
GOAT
What did Michael Jordan do at 38 years old? He didn't average 30. I'll tell you that. So I'm saying that's why I'm saying no cap. I grew up watching LeBron, seeing him just terrorize teams with his dunks. And I said he can't shoot, but there's been clutch situations where he's had to shoot the ball. He is a tough fader. He can
He has that one look.
Oh yeah, his
That
corner
one
three is so clean sometimes, and just he is the best player I've ever seen play basketball. Period. That's why he's the GOAT, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the older generation who watched Michael Jordan play, they're obviously gonna say Michael Jordan because he's tougher and LeBron's soft and this and that. But the game today is soft. Let's just say it. The game today is soft. The player gets fouls are called a lot more than they were back in the day.
Okay, but if you put LeBron back in the era of Jordan,
I think he'll bully dudes.
He'll bully dudes.
He's still LeBron.
Obviously, he'll have to change He'll change his style. He won't. He can't be soft back then. You can't be soft. He wouldn't be soft.
I don't think he could change it on a flip though. He'd probably have to.
I think he could do it because the game, the way it's played today is players are soft. They flop. That's part of the game.
Yeah, it's a lot more technical too.
But it's just part. It's part of the game. I mean, he's just playing the way the game is played. You can't fault him for that. I mean, for instance, everybody was tougher back then, right? So we're saying if LeBron's as tough as they were back then in today's NBA, he'd foul out every game in the first half. Let's just say it. He'd foul out every game in the first half. He wouldn't even play the second half. He wouldn't be able to close games out in tough situations because he can't play like that. Now, his style isn't an aggressive game. It's very skilled. He's a smart player. You guys have seen.
He's got the best vision too.
Oh, he's great vision. You guys have seen those passes he's made over the years. Where it's just like, never saw Michael Jordan do that. Michael Jordan can't pass the ball like LeBron. Now, assisting is a huge part of the game as well. And he's better, just better. Points, he is more than Jordan. He's about 1,500 away from Kareem. He should get that this season.
Okay, yeah.
And I just, personally, you can't look at just rings. Like last week, we talked about rings, greatness and rings and all that kind of stuff. Well, yes and no. Certainly, Michael Jordan is considered the GOAT because he's 6 for 6. And he's an amazing player. I'm not taking nothing away from Jordan.
No,
he's second.
He's still
second
too, easily.
But just what I've seen from LeBron is just more. Outside of just the ring numbers, just more. So
he was in the finals. How many years straight?
Exactly. Jordan missed the finals 8 years in his career. So he was 6 for 8. So like six finals appearances and 8 misses. 8 misses. That ain't very good, man. LeBron hasn't missed 8 times. Tell you that.
I ain't changed my opinion.
He's carried teams.
You're not changing your opinion.
I'm not changing my opinion.
Okay, I'm not changing mine either.
All right.
LeBron is the GOAT. Jordan's a close second, and then third, fourth, fifth. Up for debate. We can talk about this some other day. Hey guys, that's gonna wrap up our cap or no cap. Obviously, we all have different opinions, but we gotta respect it. That's also going to wrap up our show today for the Varsity Squad here on Hyfn TV. We'll catch you guys again Friday. We're going to talk about some games going on Friday, and we have more fun content to talk about there. So we'll see you then.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hub E. Today it's just me. I don't know where everyone else is at, but I'm here to give you the top 10 from the box office this past weekend. Let's get right into it. At number 10, we had Top Gun Maverick, still in the top 10. Wow, 1.2 million total this past weekend, 713.4 overall. Tom Cruise is still flying around the film industry. Now let's go to number 9. We got DC League of Super Pets, bringing in 1.2 million, 91.6 million total. I mean, that's Kevin Hart. You got The Rock. They're voicing animals. Go watch it. It's got to be good. And number 8, Bullet Train, bringing in 1.3 million this past weekend, 101.3 total. This one's awesome. I got the chance to see this one. It's filmed great. It's hilarious. That scene where they're in the quiet car is so funny. Everybody was laughing in the theater. You gotta see this one. Bad Bunny's in it. I mean, come on. Do I gotta say more? Number 7, we got Barbarian with 2.8 million this past weekend, 33.1 million total. This one's scary, man. Imagine going to an Airbnb and there's somebody else there. Oof. That'll make me uneasy. Definitely don't want to be in that situation. But go watch. Go see how it plays out. Now on to number 6. We got Ponniyin Selvan, Part 1. Bringing in 4 million this past weekend. And that was its first week out. So the strong first weekend for sure. This is a film that's Indian. And it's a drama. And it's also the first part go watch it. If you like it, go watch part 2 when it comes out. Now on to number 5, we've got Bros, bringing in 4.9 million. This is a love story, unexpectedly. You know, love comes when you least expect it. That's just how it goes. Can't go wrong with a good love story, you know. Now in number 4, Avatar, of course, a re-release, but still putting up big numbers. 5 million this past weekend. In the 2 total weeks, it was at 18.9 million. And I saw this back when it came out the first time in 3D, when 3D was huge. That kind of fell off, but Avatar is still killing it today, and the second one is going to be coming out soon, so be ready for that. Now we go on to number 3, The Woman King. 6.8 million this last weekend, 46.5 million total. This is Viola Davis. I think that's all we got to say about that one. She'll always put on a great performance, so go check that out. In number 2, we got Don't Worry, Darling, with 6.8 million this past weekend and 32.4 million total. Harry Styles on the big screen, if you want to go check that out. It's always interesting seeing musicians transition into the film industry. I mean, he was cool in Dunkirk, I remember that, by Christopher Nolan. That was a great film. Probably does pretty well in Don't Worry Darling, considering the amount of money it's bringing in. If you're a Harry Styles fan, go check that out for sure. Now in number 1, drum roll please, we've got Smile. Oof, a creepy looking movie. 22.6 million in its first weekend. This one's, it looks scary, man. It looks scary. I've heard it's one of the scariest movies to come out recently. I personally love horror films, so I'm going to be checking this one out. But, those smiles, man. It looks like it's just makes you uncomfortable the whole time you're watching it, which I guess is the goal, you know? But that's going to be our top 10 this past weekend. Go check out those movies. Those are all going to be a good time for sure. I'm going to be checking out Smile, see how scary it really is. But that's all we got today. I'm Daniel. We'll see you next time.